have great coaches. Then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
This is Raiders Allegiance with Lunatic Raider. Welcome to the dark side.
What is the deal, Raider Nation? Man, welcome to this post-Super Bowl hangover edition. And, man, it's sad to see another team has a Super Bowl for the city of LA, but it is what it is. But we know who was first. We know who was first. It was us. You know what I mean? So we still rep this shit. You know what I mean? From the Bay to LA to Las Vegas. You feel me? But anyway, how you guys feeling on this Monday afternoon? Man, the season is finally over. Now we can go ahead and get to talking about the players and free agency in the draft. We still have a couple of more coach positions to fill. I just heard today through Spotlight Raiders Talk, my homeboy Darren, he let it be known that the Raiders are looking to sign Antonio Pierce for their linebackers coach position. For those that don't know, Pierce was a former player with the Redskins and the Giants, won the Super Bowl with the Giants. He was just recently coaching at Arizona State as the defensive coordinator. So now he's being bumped up to linebackers coach with the Raiders. So it is said. So everything is getting rounded out as far as the coaching staff, man. I'm liking these moves, man. Before I really get into it, let me go ahead and get over here and check out. We got people up in the yes, just win, baby. That's right. That's right. Chief Mini Pipes. Just win, baby. You already know. You already know. It's all about the silver and black. You feel me? It's always been about us. Everybody try to imitate us, but they can never duplicate us. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Alex Martin. Big supporter, man. Right on, baby. Right on. Salute Raiders, Lunatic. Thank you, man. Lunatic Raider in this house. Man, Alex, thank you for subscribing and supporting this channel, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, do me a solid. Please go subscribe now. Hit that like button and knock the hell out of that notification bell so you can be notified of all the content I release, including breaking news. But today, man, we're just going to chop it up, Raiders. The Super Bowl is over. Now we get to our off-season program and see what direction we are going to go with free agents and the draft, and also adding what else we need. Defensive line coach. I'm not too pressed for need with the defensive line and linebacker coach, even though Antonio Pierce, I like it. Former player. I like to having that mindset of a former player to be able to correlate with the players on the team as well. Plus, he has the coaching background with college. Hell, his next move was the pros. So now he gets his chance to go ahead and coach the Raiders linebackers. See what we do at that position in free agency. Do we add to it? Do we keep Littleton? Do we move Abram to linebacker? And do we keep Perryman? There's a lot of questions that need to be answered with this, man, but now is time to do it. Free agency doesn't start till I think March 16th. So we have about a month. Yeah, we have about a month until free agency jumps off. And then we got the draft at the end of April. How many of you guys plan on coming to Vegas for the draft this year? That's all. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know. Do you guys plan on coming out here? Because I'm already out here. I will be down there for the draft all 3 days, covering it, discussing it. You guys are more than welcome to jump in and give your opinion. And man, let's do this Raider thing, man. Everybody's included. Nobody's excluded from this Raider Nation if you bleed silver and black. You already know what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got the sunglasses on, man. Kind of went hard in the paint last night, but you know what they say about hair of the dog. Oh, I needed that. That's a wake up. So anyway, yeah, shout out to everybody in the chats. Alex Martin, you already know, man. You get much love from me, man. There's only one nation. That's right. Raiders. Raiders, that's right. So if you guys are just now joining, man, come join us. Pull up, go ahead and subscribe and like this video, man. This live video I got going for you, post Super Bowl hangover edition. You know what I mean? So you see it. You see down here, I got the bottles that I went through, and you see football season over, so now it's all deflated. Now we got to do this shit, man, and get into this lab and go over the potential free agencies that we can go over and grab. Now that we have this possibility, what you guys think about Von Miller? Grabbing him from and adding him to the linebacking core, if we can do that in free agency. Like I said, the Rams might be a little strapped for cash. I'm trying to keep everybody. Aaron Donald has said to retire if he wins the Super Bowl, but we'll see. Maybe that was just, sometimes you just talk things and you have options of what you can do. Aaron Donald, hands down, Hall of Famer. His production alone says that. Now that he has his ring, it cements him into that discussion. But Von Miller, what do you guys think about Von Miller joining the Raiders? Linebackers, you know what I mean? You throw him down there, keep Perryman, move Abram. What do you think? You think that's something that's feasible, that can work out? I think it could. I think it really could. Other things, wide receiver. Now, I know a lot of people, and I touched on this yesterday, a lot of people is wanting to go and spend a lot of money on a free agent receiver. I don't think that's the best solution, to be honest with you. I really don't. And to be honest, I think what we need to do is go ahead and spend that first round pick on a very good wide receiver, and also sign a good wide receiver in free agency. Everybody's mentioning DJ Chark. That's a possibility. The only thing I'm worried about with Chark, hand size. He doesn't have the biggest hands. Matter of fact, it's about 9 1/8, I think it is. 9 1/8, 9 1/4, his hand. That's small. You know what I mean? I remember when we drafted Ruggs, I did a video on the things that made Ruggs better than CeeDee Lamb and who was the other receiver that came? It was CeeDee Lamb and I'm drawing a blank. See, that's what happens when you drink a lot. CeeDee Lamb and damn, I forgot his name. But anyway, out of all those receivers, Ruggs had the largest hands at 10. I think his was 10 1/4, 10 1/8, something like that. He had large hands, therefore that dictates drop balls. He didn't have a lot of drop balls out of those three receivers that came out of college that year that was drafted, and we took Ruggs first. A lot of people they wanted CeeDee Lamb, but Lamb and the other receiver, they both had drops, like 5 drops that season. Ruggs had 5 in his whole career. You know what I mean? Even though he's not with us now, but now we got to look at, if you go after DJ Chark, do you trust his hands? He makes catches, but what's the potential of him fumbling? We want to protect the ball. This is the same issue that we have with Derek Carr, hand size. You know what I mean? He had 13 fumbles. You can blame it on the offensive line for not doing they're doing their job. You know what I mean? Protecting him from getting hit, but it's on him to, to protect the ball and make sure he's not just one-handing it. Ain't no sense in trying to one-hand the ball and your hands are not that big, man. It is what it is. Put 2 hands on the ball, protect it, because turnovers, man, that we've seen some games that ended with us losing because of turnovers. For instance, losing our wild card playoff game against Cincinnati ended with an interception. We have to take care of the ball. As a whole team, these are fundamental things that we have to do. Protect the ball, no turnovers, and stop the silly ass penalties, man. Penalties. I can't really, so a lot of those penalties on the offense were on the offensive line. You know what I mean? Leatherwood. But Leatherwood's a rookie. Leatherwood has to be Now he's going to have a whole new position coach for him to learn from. So now we'll see what the new regime has in store for what we're going to do on the offensive line. You know what I mean? Cable is gone. We brought whole new guys in. Was it our offensive coordinator is Mick Lombardi, and then Carmen I forgot his name, who is our offensive line coach now. So we'll see how that works. How that works with the players we have, the players that are soon to come in. The one thing that I say we need to pay attention to is also former players that's free agents coming from the teams that these coaches are coming from. You know what I mean? You have the New England Patriots with the offense. I see some free agent offense, possibly defense too, though. Don't get it wrong, because don't forget Patrick Graham was once with the New England Patriots, but then Green Bay also. Same with Jason Simmons coming over from Carolina, but he too was once with Green Bay. Man, it's going to be interesting to see how we're going to build this, and what is the main factors of what we're going after free agents and draft picks. What are we looking for? Like on the offensive side of the ball, if we go receiver, are we just looking speed, route running, big-bodied receivers, fast, quick receivers? What is it that we're doing? What is going to be the complement to what we already have with Waller, Renfro, and so on? What's the complement? What receiver would be a complement to that? Now, an elite receiver is pretty much, especially a number one, is a complement to anyone. You know what I mean? I don't care who it is. It's a compliment to anyone. But do you go blow your wad on one receiver free agency? Also, the Raiders are into wanting to extend Derek Carr. What will that extension look like? What the numbers on that contract, what will it be? How would it affect the rest of the money to go out here and sign our own free agents or give extensions to our own free agents, as well as signing free agents, and what that means? Where is most of the money going to? Is it going to the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball? Do what we have now, the foundations we have now, is that enough to build around? Or is there still a couple of more defensive tackle, nose tackle, linebacker, corner? I mean, we're going to lose some players probably to Gus Bradley, going off to the coast. That's just how it goes. That's why I said, well, if we're going to lose players following behind our ex-DC, what players are going to follow behind our new DC, our new head coach, our new defensive line coach, offensive line coach? What players are willing to fall and come follow them that are free agents from those previous teams, from the Giants, the Carolina, to New England? There's, you know what I mean? Who's going to come and follow those guys? So we also have our own new input of, or new implementation of free agents as well. That can happen because of who we decided to sign as coaches. So, man, I can't wait. I can't wait, man. This is our off season. This is where we're going to jump into stuff and figure stuff out. Shout out to Danny Rivas in the chat. What's up, boy? What's up, boy? I see you. See, we even got fans of other teams that's in here that's giving support. You know what I mean? We talk football, but at the same time, we got our teams that we love and follow, but other teams play a part too, because they have free agents and they might take some of our free agents. So we got to look at the whole spectrum in the off season. What teams have free agents, and then who of those players are willing to come to Vegas? Are some coming because they're close to home? Is it because of the coaching? Or do they see the potential in the Raiders making the playoffs and going beyond the wild card round? There's a lot of factors. You know what I mean? I like all the moves we've made so far. To be honest, 100% honest, I love all the moves. You know what I mean? Some of them might be suspect, but special teams coordinator especially, because what he did in Denver was shit. But is that a factor of not having the personnel to have a good special teams? If he comes to the Raiders, and then in the past with the Colts, he did good. He was solid. You know what I mean? So what personnel do we have here that can make that transition from him coming from the Denver Broncos to us, and then bringing in a whole new special teams mentality. Because, like I said, he didn't do good with Denver, but before with the Colts, he did good. I hope we get the Colts edition. You know what I mean? Because I heard the rumor is that dude, and I talked. Remember, I forgot the ex kicker from the Colts. He has his own little podcast too, but he said that coach that's coming over here from that used to be with Colts back then. He said, man, he was the kind of coach to make you want to go out there and just ball out. And I'm seeing that's the kind of people we getting. Josh McDaniels. They talked to Brandon Marshall. Brandon Marshall said they asked him who was the best coach to coach you. And you know, Brandon Marshall and McDaniels was not on best of terms with Denver. But Brandon Marshall still gave him his props and said, Josh McDaniels is the only coach that had you feeling like you can win any game. He was so prepared and had a game plan for every game. It made you feel like we can go out there and win any game. Man, that's the kind of coach you want, man. That's the kind of coach you want. And especially he knows his X's and O's. So you're getting that. You know what I mean? So that's some good shit, man, with what we got going. I'm going to do a mock draft sometime this week. Matter of fact, I might do it this coming weekend. It'll be mock draft 1.0, the first one I've done. I'm analyzing players and what we need and what's available and pros and cons of those athletes coming out of college. Because you can't just look at the good. Every player has a good statistical category. But what is the negatives on him? You know what I mean? What are the negatives on that player that make you, I don't know. You have to look at everything. Everything, what kind of character does this player have? Has he ever been in trouble? If he's been in trouble, what kind of trouble? Domestic, drugs, performance enhancing? We have to look at all that. So I'm going to do all that breakdown. And I'm going to do it first. And this is just for fun. This ain't going to ever dictate what's going to happen in the draft. Potentially it could, but all in all, it all depends on where the chips fall in the draft. Because if somebody falls, you have to jump on it if it's a need and also best available. If you can get both, you know what I mean? If you can fulfill a need and at the same time it's the best available, that's pretty much a home run. It's up to that player to come in and live up to that. You know what I mean? But that's a home run. So we know we have openings. We need a 1 and a 2 receiver. You know what I mean? We need to fix the O-line with a couple of veterans. We need that. If we're going to keep Leatherwood at right guard, who's our right tackle? You know what I mean? Are we satisfied with our left guard? We already know who our center and our left tackle is, but how is this going to work? You know what I mean? I need veterans because I don't want to wait. Like Leatherwood, you got to wait for him to develop. And in the meantime, you're going to get penalties. You know what I mean? You're going to get missed assignments because that's all a part of the learning process. I want veterans on that line too, though, so they can go in here and already out the gate know what to do. You know what I mean? And give Carr the protection, give Carr the weapons, give him a good run game and a solid mid-level defense. If we can get a defense between 10 and 15 ranking, 10 and 15, it's possible because we got good players. We got defensive ends that's, man, we just need to address, I think, the defensive tackle because a lot of those are only on 1-year deals and they're going to be free agents, but we could bring some back. But free agency, what do they have to offer? You know what I mean? Also, corner position. Do we go out there and grab a free agent depending on the price? You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that we have to factor into. There's other positions. We got to COVID. I said COVID. To hell with that, man. I'm glad COVID is meeting its demise soon, hopefully. You know what I mean? They here in Vegas, Nevada, they lifted the mask mandate if you've been vaccinated. So we'll see, man. But anyway, that's neither here or there. So let's get back into this Raiders stuff. But the coaches, the players, on the defense, do we keep Perryman? I wish we keep him. I hope we keep him. That's a good building block at the linebacker position. And then if you can some way, somehow bring in Von Miller, I would love that. If you bring Abrams up to the linebacking core out of the secondary, and then that secondary, I would seriously Jabril Peppers. I know he's coming off an injury, but he's with the Giants. Patrick Graham, there go the connection. He's coming off an ACL, which it doesn't take a long time to recover from, and you can recover from it. We see Odell Beckham, man, prayers out to him, going down in the Super Bowl with another ACL tear on the same knee within the last few months against the same team. Boy, the irony, I tell you. But Jabril Peppers, you can get him at a good deal. Maybe a 1-year prove-it deal to show that the injury is not lingering and is not hampering you from your gameplay. So that's one thing you can look at. I like Jabril Peppers. You put him with Morig, come on. That's a nice little secondary right there. You know what I mean? Corner-wise, Trayvon Mullen sticking around. We'll probably lose Hayward to the Colts with Gus Bradley. That possibility that could happen. If he stays, I'll be surprised. But if he leaves, I wouldn't be surprised. But for the replacements for that, let's see. They keep bringing up. There's a couple of New England free agent corners, but I think one is going to be a little pricey, man. I'm thinking about. Let me see. Let me look this up real quick, man, because see what really fits money wise. You know what I mean? What really fits us money wise? You know what I mean? Like I said, we can't just go blowing your load on just one or two players when you could take that money and, you know what I mean? There's players, especially receivers. There's some corners out there too, though, that we don't have to just break the bank on, man. It's just a lot of things. There's a lot of things to factor in. And man, take these glasses off, man. The light. Oh shit. When you got that hangover. I'm good though. I'm good. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. You know what I mean? Ain't my first Super Bowl drinking and watching the game. Too bad our team wasn't in it, but we will be in it soon. You know what I mean? So, but let's check out what New England has that we can go ahead and steal from their ass. You know what I mean? We gonna steal from the Patriots. You feel me? So, let's see. There's a few of them on here. Let's see. Free agency rankings. Now I know we already know that the hold on, let me find this little article real quick. Now, you know the number one corner that everybody is coveting, he could land with us, but what is it going to cost? And we're talking about J.C. Jackson from New England. That is an automatic connect the dots type situation. We do have money under the cap. We could free up more. I can't wait to see if we extend core, what that extension is going to look like. You know what I mean? They can maneuver money, and New England does this all the time. That's why I'm glad we got Ziegler. Also, Champ Kelly from the Bears in our front office for GM and assistant GM. These guys are going to know what the hell they doing. You know what I mean? Crunching the numbers under the cap. Freeing up more money. It's a lot of stuff to factor into. But J.C. Jackson, that's the number one free agent corner that everybody's coveting. And I know that other teams are going to really be on him for real, for real. You know what I mean? Now the other one, and this will be a little cheaper route. Stefan Gilmore. How do you feel about Stefan Gilmore coming over at corner for the Raiders? You know what I mean? That's another good option. To be honest with you, that is a damn good option. Yeah, man. See who else would be entertaining. Let's see. What about Carlton Davis? Would Carlton Davis be something suitable? I like former players of coaches that's on the squad because we know what we're going to expect from them. That's why it makes sense. That's why I kind of feel like Hayward is going to go to the Colts and follow Gus Bradley because he knows Gus Bradley's system. They're familiar with each other. It's an easy working relationship. So that's something that you don't have to try to build. It already exists. So I'm like, if we can pull off J.C. Jackson, I'm fine with it. But man, what is it gonna cost? What is it gonna cost? You know what I mean? And he's gonna try to get breaded, man. He's gonna try to get the bag. He's gonna try to get the bag for real because what was he? He was a second round player, or he had a second round of free agent tender in 2021. Projected contract. They expect J.C. Jackson's expected what they project his contract to be a 4-year, $72 million contract with and that's at $18 million a year. And with $56 million total guarantee. That's what they're projecting J.C. Jackson to make $18 million a year at corner. Do we spend that kind of money? You know what I mean? We could probably lower it some because there's no state income tax in Nevada, so you're only getting hit federally. But how much of that, you know what I mean, will it make up for? Now with Stefan Gilmore, his projected salary, they expect him to have a 2-year deal. Let's see. They expect him to have a 2-year deal at $28 million a year, which is $14 million a year, with $20 million guaranteed. That's more feasible. That's why I said, do you go all out for J.C. Jackson, 18 mil, 56 guaranteed, or do you go ahead and go Stefan Gilmore at 2 years, 28 million, 14 million a year with 20 million guaranteed? And it gives you fluctuation. It gives you some wiggle room because it's only a 2-year deal. And you're giving him 20 mil guaranteed. You can give him all that 20 up front in year 1. You know what I mean? Because we don't have the extensions kicking in on a Carr, on a Renfro, on a Waller, on a Josh Jacobs. None of those will kick in this year at all. So you can go ahead and load him up, give him that 20 guaranteed. So then that way, if he doesn't work out, we can cut him next year with no guaranteed money on the cap. You can do it that way, you know? I like those two basically for contract reasons. Yeah, because they think that Carlton Davis is going to be franchised. Possibility he will be. Man, who else on here? And then, like I talk about Casey Hayward Jr., you pretty much got it figured out that he's going to go to the Colts, you know, following behind Gus Bradley. But they're expecting his potential contract after, you know, signing with a team to only be 1 year, $6.5 million fully guaranteed. We know what to get with Hayward. Now, if Hayward decides to stay with us, what would you give him? Instead of 6.5, we've seen this production. Would you give him 10? 10 million fully guaranteed? Or would you keep him for like 2 years? Would you go 2 years? Because you know your potential. I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff to factor in this all season, man. And I look forward to every single thing that we do. Let's check out and see what we got. Any news updates, man. I like to keep you guys posted. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, but man, we have options. We have options. Another thing I want to take a look at on here are what is it? Top defensive tackle free agents for this year. So
here's a summary from NBC Sports. NFL free agents 2020.
Let's see.
Top 10 defensive tackles and edge rushers. 0-2-1. Chris Jones, DT.
Chris Jones.
2. Jadeveon Clowney, duh.
Now see,
04,
Clowney,
Shaquille Barrett, edge. 05.
Oh, that's for 2020. 2020 though.
Edge.
Let's see for 2022.
Dante Fowler.
2022 free agents for the D tackle. Because like I said, we're gonna lose some because they were only on 1 year deals. I want Age-wise, I don't know if you want to go long in the tooth on them. Like Jonathan Hankins. Do we bring him back? You got people like Malik Jackson, Daquan Jones. There's free agents out there, man. But I like it. It all depends on where we spread the money. Where do we spread the money? What side of the ball is going to get the most money? And right now, what it looks like, do you pay big for a wide receiver or do you pay big for an elite corner? You know what I mean? Do you go after Adams from Green Bay if he's available? He won 30 mil. Is he going to get 30 mil? I don't know. I don't know what Green Bay plans on. Are they going to franchise tag him and then try to work out a deal or force him to play under the franchise tag? J.C. Jackson, an elite corner. They expecting about 18. I think between 18 and 20. It all depends on what teams is going to play because the way it is now, a lot of these teams got a lot of more money under the salary cap because you figure last year, not this season that just passed, but the 2020 season, there was no people in the stadiums. So there was no ticket sales. There was no concession money. There was no money that the league does to spread out amongst the teams and cover the salary cap. No TV deals, new TV deals and stuff that added money to the cap. So they took a hit. Matter of fact, the salary cap went backwards 2020 because they didn't have that money there from the TV deals and whatever. You know what I mean? But now going into 2022, I think the salary cap went up 25 mil. I think it is. You got a new deal with Amazon Video or Amazon Prime, whatever it is, that they're going to start showing NFL games. So I know they pay. Matter of fact, let's look at the money. How much did Amazon pay to get the rights to air football games? Let's see. How much did Amazon pay to get NFL rights? We're going to see. Let's break this shit down. So in March, oh my goodness. Now look, this is the kind of money the NFL is playing with. And you remember, they profit share. So all the money that the NFL get is broken down equally amongst the 32 teams in the NFL. So that's why I said it's profit sharing. No team makes more than the other. Now they have their little side deals they might do, like naming rights to different stuff like the arenas and so forth. You get deals out of that too, though. But this is what happened. Amazon signed a 10-year deal with the NFL to stream 15 games per season on its Prime Video platform. The average annual rights fee is around $1.2 billion. And that is, the price tag for the additional season. People familiar with the of the matter, they say. But they say it's about $255 million. But we know over 2 seasons is like it could be $1.2 billion. That's a lot of pesos, man. And these are just for TV deals. Man, the streaming service added more revenue for the NFL to tap into. Amazon, come on. Amazon don't even have a damn regular TV channel, but they got that Prime shit. They got that live streaming. You know what I mean? That's where the money's at. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So Amazon has 11. Check this out. It's an 11-year deal with the NFL. And they're paying $1 billion a year. That's $11 billion. $11 billion Amazon is paying the NFL to show their game, some of their games. I don't know if it's Thursday night or if it's just one of the regular Sunday games. Oh my goodness. Oh. Yeah, man. So there's a lot of money, and this money is spread out to the teams, and these teams use it. It all goes to the salary cap. That's why the salary cap jumped up so much. It jumped up hella much. You know what I mean? It's hella money. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm excited the direction we go. The first things to really jump off. There's a couple of more. I think we still need a tight ends coach, and we need running backs coach too. I think also. Let me check and make sure. Yeah, because we already got offensive line. We need running backs, tight ends. We're doing linebackers and the D-line coach. All that's gonna fall into play. We'll see. It should happen now. I don't know if some of the potential candidates were on Cincinnati or the Rams teams, so we waited for the Super Bowl to end to be able to interview, but we'll see. We'll see. There's only one name that I can come up with that possibly could come over, and it's Al Golden of he's the linebacker coach of the Bengals, but he did play with New England back in 1992. That has nothing to do with anything as far as, because that was years ago that he played, but he's a former player. That's what I'm getting to. That's what I'm trying to explain is that former players, who knows? I don't know if that's one. I was just looking at potential candidates that can come in and be D-line coach. But with Raiders Spotlight giving out the info that Antonio Pierce is looking, that the Raiders are looking to sign him to become the linebackers coach. I like that. He was coaching at Arizona State. He was a defensive coordinator. Just recently, the 2021, he was assistant head coach and defensive coordinator and recruiting coordinator. So, and that's another thing. Let me see. What potential draft picks are coming out of Arizona State? Because we got inside information with Antonio Pierce. Let's see. We need Arizona State. Arizona State football. Let's see. Draft prospects. Now let's see what falls into this one. See, because man, okay, top 5 Arizona State prospects in 2022 draft. We're gonna check the defensive side of the ball. And we're gonna see if we can tie anything together with, okay, that might be in a potential draft. Might not be first, second, third round, could be later rounds, but somebody that can come in and produce. Okay, let's see. 2022. Okay, you have offense. You got I don't know how to pronounce it. Donovan West. He's a guard / center. That's potential 2022 draft prospect from Arizona State. Who else? Oh shit, I forgot about him. Jayden, what's the quarterback? Jayden Daniels, quarterback. You probably can grab him in the later rounds if you need a quarterback to go ahead and groom, put him under Carr. We need backup. I don't think Mariota's going to come back with that number, that number for a contract. I don't see that happening. Then you got Jack Jones coming out of Arizona State at corner. His numbers on him. Let's see. He got promising skills in man coverage. His size, he's listed at 170 pounds. I'll look that up. Like I said, I'm gonna look all this stuff up when I get ready to do this this mock draft. Also, they have a Kellen Deesh is a tackle from Arizona State. These are all potential draft picks. You got defensive end with Tyler Johnson, defensive end from Arizona State going into the draft. So that's the top 5, man. We got to break that down because, like I said, Antonio Pierce coming over with his ties to Arizona State, with these players going into the draft. Like I said, that doesn't mean they're going to be a first or second round pick, but you can grab them 3rd, 4th, 5th. We got 2 5ths. We can trade, get more picks. Who knows? I think we're going to do some trades. New England was known to do a lot of trades, especially on the 3rd day of draft. You know what I mean? When you had the 4th, to the 7th rounds. There was a lot of movement that New England used to always do and get a lot of draft picks, a lot of draft capital. It could be next year. It could be this year. There's a lot of stuff that I think the Raiders is going to duplicate that as well and get more draft capital just to have more shots at getting players that we need to fit what we're doing. So, man, I look forward to that, man. So I'll do a breakdown of Arizona State's potential draft prospects for this year's draft that may have ties to Antonio Pierce. But man, it's looking good. I'm liking how this whole team is being assembled. Well, man, that's all I'm gonna have for you guys today. Just want to come in post-draft hangover, you know what I mean, or post-Super Bowl hangover. And before I let you guys tiptoe up out of here, do me a solid. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and knock the hell out of that notification bell so you can be notified of all the content I release and breaking news. Man, I'd like to thank everybody who pulled up on me. I'm trying to get this channel to grow. Man, spread the word, spread the link, share the link on Twitter, on Facebook, Instagram. Man, I'm trying to get my follows up, y'all. I'm doing this for the love. You feel me? I love this team. Previously was a season ticket holder back in Oakland before I moved out here to Vegas 2.5 years ago. But I'm here now. I'm laying my roots. I'm going to try to bring all the up-to-date news going on with this team, as well as going to the draft, covering the events during the draft, and also our draft picks. And I'm going to have other people pull up on here too. So we're going to go live a few more times, man. I just have to get this thing down, but it's working out. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. But yeah, man, thank you guys for tuning in, checking me out. This is Raiders Allegiance. I'm Lunatic Raider. And as I always say, I'm out.